I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a Samsung Galaxy cell phone right in front of us. And this one is in particular one is the model is an SM-A505F model. And in this video I'm going to show you guys the proper way of removing the screen. If you have a cracked screen or the screen is broken, this one has a broken screen. It's not noticeable, but it's inside the damage from inside. I'm guessing the LCD is not working, so we're going to replace the LCD. I'm going to show you guys the proper tools and how you're supposed to remove it. Obviously, in order to start the process, you will need a replacement screen. So I'll leave the link in the description for the replacement screen. So get your replacement screen, make sure it's the same model. This applies for any A50 model. So yeah. So once you get a new screen, make sure it's not broken and it's fine. The pins are not damaged. So we're going to be replacing it with this one. So leave that in one side. And one thing we know right away, once you get the new screen, is the orientation of the screen. So we know that there is no cables on the top portion. So the screen is supposed to come up this way and the connectors are at the bottom of the cell phone. So it goes from underneath all the way to the back. So that's one thing you have to keep an eye for. All right, so let's get into the tools that you're going to be needing for doing this process. Tool number one, you will need a workshop towel. So get 1 or 2 sheets of the working towel. So we're going to be working because we're going to break. Yours may have a broken screen, so you're going to shatter it in a few parts. So remember, this screen is not working, so it doesn't matter the way you remove it, so you can break even more. Okay, so we're gonna be working on on these towels, so to not spill any glass or anything like that. Also, you will need an alcohol, isopropylic alcohol, 100%. You're gonna need a screwdriver set. I use the UFIXTEK tool set. And we're going to be using probably the Phillips number 000 from this tool set. You will need a glue for the new screen because the new screen doesn't have a glue. So to glue it, the proper glue would be the T8000 clear adhesive glue. So I'll leave the link for this one too. These are really nice to use on a cell phones or tablets. Also, you will need a cutter. Grab a cutter. And the most important one is the opening tool. I just always have lying around a few guitar picks, like a metallic guitar pick, the thin ones. They're really hard to bend and they're really nice and suitable to opening cell phones or components. So grab like 5 of these. And the one that you might is an optional. I'm gonna be using hot station, which is a model 868D rework station. You can, instead of using this one, you can use a hair dryer. So I'm gonna be using this, but if you don't want to buy this, grab a hair dryer. It works the same thing. There's nothing less with a hair dryer. Okay. So we got that, and I have a little stand to place the hot station on top, so it's not facing the table. Okay. And you will need 1 or 2 tweezers to remove the flex cables. So curved or straight tweezers. And pretty much that's it. So we can get it started. You have your screwdriver set, tweezers, your opening tool, your alcohol, your glue, and your screen. So let's get it started. First thing first, we need to remove the back cover. The back cover is you might have a white or different color, doesn't matter. You have to separate it between the side cover and the top cover right over there. So you see, if I place a little tools right there, opening tool, I can just push it in, but the adhesive is really strong. So to blend the adhesive, we're gonna heat up the hair dryer to the medium heat, or this one I'm gonna set it at around 180. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna heat it up the corner, the sides. So go ahead and heat it up nicely. Don't keep it in one place. Make sure you're always moving around. So until it becomes really warm to touch, you don't want to melt the plastic or anything like that. With the same thing with a hair dryer, you can just do it around. Okay, now that is heated up a little bit, so we're gonna grab the tools and we're just gonna put it underneath the cover, and gently we're just gonna rotate. Go all around it. Go to other side. If you see if it's now going is really tough, leave it there. Grab another tool. Walk backward. I'm gonna leave this one in this corner. I'm gonna heat up a little bit in the middle. All right. So we're gonna grab another one. Let me just walk this way. So you see the cover is coming up. You don't want to yank it 90 degrees. You don't want to bend this one. You just want to bend it in like a 30 degrees and just slowly just pull it up. And you see when there's lots of tension here, leave it like that, bring it back down, heat it up on the corner, on the top portion. And that's the old adhesive. You can remove the adhesive from top, remove the adhesive on the sides. You can go ahead and remove the adhesive from here. And if the adhesive is really too hard to remove, just heat it up a little bit and then you can just remove it. Because we're gonna be replacing everything here. So try to not scratch this part here, otherwise you're gonna see through. Nice and clean, the top cover, the bottom cover, the back cover. Alright. So these two cables, they bridge down the top to bottom. Now we're gonna need to start unscrewing the cover. So let's leave these ones to one side. Grab the Phillips 000 or 00 and start removing the screws. Go ahead and remove the screws. Once all the screws are removed, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is grab the opening tool, stick it between the top and the bottom cover right there, and just twist it. Work yourself around. Go to the bottom side. It's really simple. All you need to do is stick it in halfway through, and that's it. And just bring it up. Now you see the bottom is loosened up. Do the side, bring it over, put it by the camera. Top portion. Also, before doing this, I forgot, you need to remove the SD card reader. Your SIM chip card reader. Just punch it in there. Bring it out, remove it. And now you can actually detach the bracket. So now, first thing first, you want to disconnect the battery, which is this cable right over here. So put your fingernail right underneath the hook and just lift it up so you don't make any short contact. You're going to remove the top and the bottom bridge. This is the main board, so that's why it says main cable with the arrow. So if you want to know which way it goes where, so just unhook them. So you can't put it that way, it has to go this way. The jack won't even match, so remove that part, remove this one. Now you need to remove the two antenna cables in here, so just detach them and lift up the board from one side. There's one black screw here you need to remove, so remove this tiny black screw. Now lift up the board and bring it. So keep safe, keep this one right here, put it to one side. So we don't want to damage that one. The speakers, you can leave it in there, don't worry about it. But if you want it, it has a little adhesive, you can remove it. Has a tiny adhesive. But if you want to remove it, go ahead and remove it. So when you heat up the screen, you don't want to damage the speaker. So I would suggest for you to remove it. So because we're gonna heat up the screen to remove it from the bracket right here. The battery you don't need to remove, just leave it in there. The bottom portion, same thing, you don't need to remove it, just leave it the way it is. And just loosen up this jack. It has a little adhesive at the back. Don't worry about if you rip this one. This is the older CD screen, so remove the adhesive on the back end. You see there's a tiny adhesive in here, so lift it up, leave it like that. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna start heating up the screen about really nicely touched, really hot to the touch. So we're gonna heat it up the screen right now. So let's do the same thing and heat up the screen. You're gonna start from the top part. You're gonna grab the opening tool and we're gonna stick it between the glass and the bottom cover. You see, your glass might break, so don't worry about it. You need to get the screen on the bottom cover. Stick it really deep. Make sure you use some glasses, so you don't want to put it right on your face. Because this, you want to remove this tiny mesh on the top part. So remove this mesh. We're going to be using that with the new screen. So we're removing the touch first. Lift up the touch. We can just go ahead and peel it out. So it's spilling everywhere. You can heat it up a little bit so make it easier. So just go ahead and heat up the middle. And second thing is to put a tape over here if you want to make it life easy so you don't spill everywhere. So put a little tape if you want to. There we go. And that's how you remove it easy. So now we got the bottom chassis all nicely removed. Put it to one side. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit here and I'll be back. Now that we have the uh, table cleaned up, so what are we gonna do right now? We're gonna clean up the edges. So go ahead and clean up the edges. You can do it with a tiny cutter. Just run it, make sure all those dirt, everything is nicely and removed. So there's no more dirt in there. Just do all around it. And we're gonna use a toothbrush to clean it up. All those dead skin, everything that it can accumulates on the sides. So pretty much we're gonna clean up and use our old toothbrush to just wipe it down. Now, the part that we removed, the grill for the speaker, you're gonna just clean it up nicely. So see the way that I clean it up. Make sure the tiny holes they show up. So remove all those dead skin on top, on both sides. And you can use an alcohol to clean it up. Just rub it, and that's it. Now you want to place this one right over here on the top corner. So nicely place it right, put it right over here. Or if you want, just rotate. All right, now that we put the grill right on top, so and now I'm gonna place a adhesive. We're gonna grab the new LCD. Let me see if I can remove it from here. It comes with a little adhesive tape here, so it's really glued in. So there we go. Remove it. Now, before we plug it in and we connect it, it's supposed to go like this and just like that. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply the adhesive all around it. We're using this one, has a needle pointing right on top. So we're just gonna put a tiny drop on the edges. We're gonna put a little bit in the middle. We're gonna close this one up. The cover for the speaker came out, so we're gonna put this one back on. Now we're gonna grab the screen. We're gonna push the bottom right through and bring it over, align it. You're just gonna squeeze the corners, the sides. Make sure you have to keep it pressed for 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna use a tiny clamps. You can use a clamp to hold it down on the sides. So let me see if I get my other clamp. So grab the other clamps right here and put it right there, and a little bit on the top. I'm running short on clamps, so we're gonna leave it here for 5 to 10 minutes to cure, and then we're gonna continue. Now that the screen is glued on, and I left it there for a few hours, and then we can just remove it, and you can clean the extra adhesive with your fingernails or with a plastic. You can just remove it if you have a little dirt plastic coming out, so you can just remove the adhesive. Now, what we need to do is to put back down the speaker. So grab the speaker, bring it down, put it in place, grab the motherboard, bring it in a position. Before you put it down, plug in the antenna cables on top. It's easier this way, so you just have to pinch it. It makes life easier. And now you can adjust it, bring it over, and push it down. Run the cables nicely, make sure they're nice and tight in place. Now we're gonna put that tiny black screw right here by the white cable. So once you put that one in there, now you're gonna grab the bottom case. And before we put the bottom case in, I forgot we gotta put this cable. So put the main side down here where it says main. Just align it and pinch it down. And press it down on this side. The other cable. You just have to align it right on top. There we go. It just snaps in place if you align it nicely. Align the bottom. All right. And the next thing is to put the battery connector. Just plug it in. And you can, before you put anything else, you can actually turn it on to see if it works. But the power button for this one has to be connected. So we got to put this one on top because the switches are connected. So just pop it in. All the way down, just pinch it. Try, I don't know if there's any charge in this one or no. I don't see any charge, so we're gonna plug in the cable, the USB-C cable, and to see if we get any charge logo. So there we go, we get a charge logo, so it start charging right now. So the battery is pretty much dead. So I'm gonna leave it like this for charging. Once it's charged up, and make sure everything is fine and working, we're gonna put all the screws on the bottom cover. Like all the screws are the same size, so we're gonna place all the screws. Once you got the screws in there, grab the adhesive glue and just put it all around it, right where this gray spot is. Just put all around, and the next thing would be to just grab the back cover, align it over, and then leave it there, squeeze between some clamps or some weight on top for 1 hour, and then it should be all set to go. And again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If it did, please click that like button and think about subscribing. It really greatly helps and motivates me to make more videos and take requests from you guys. And that's how you replace your screen for Samsung A50. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.